Hi, everyone. Welcome. We'll get started in just a second here. You guys know the drill. Just um, drop your projects that you're working on or drop any questions you have this week, and we'll go through them one by one. Just make sure I'm not leaving anybody in the waiting room, but we can get started. Harrison, do you want to hop on? Let me just share my screen.
Definitely. Finally got here early for
Yes.
once.
Hold on one second. Okay.
All right. Yeah. And also very appreciate your feedback last week. So yeah, we just revamped the copy, and so he's actually recording right now.
Awesome.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so with that attraction strategy or formula, what was the final one that you chose?
So it is still kind of like the same angle, but we went a lot deeper. And kind of like I talked to the guy, which is Matt Artis, and he gave me some like more information. I just put that together into the video, and it looks pretty good right now. I feel good about it. So
Good. Yeah, excited to see it.
yeah. So this is pretty much a lot in the same funnel.
Okay.
And as you can see, this is the thank you page, right?
Mm-hmm.
So we want to give them an incentive, like a $300 voucher. So if they can book a call at the end of the funnel, they can receive a $300 like voucher, or take that $300 off on any personal coaching programs. Usually it's $2,000 and up.
Okay.
So I'm trying to find a good balance between kind of like congratulating them, making them feel good, with pushing for the call. I don't want to leave a bad taste in the mouth after buying the product. So
Sure.
if you could scroll down and leave the section that's pink. This is kind of the transition. So earlier I said, oh, check your email, and then it will show up like this on your credit card. And then finally.
So it's basically an upsell, right?
Kind of like an upsell, but it's at the end, very end of the funnel.
Yeah. Oh, so after all their upsells.
Yeah. So there's a front end, which is a book, and there are upsells for like $97. And there's a second upsell for $197, which is a sex product. We haven't created it yet. But it's pretty much the same as what Connor is doing. So this is the video on the thank you page.
Gotcha. At the end.
Yeah, that's why I want to be very careful, because I want to be like, I just bought 2 upsells. Why there's another stuff that you're offering?
So you know what works well when you're trying to get people on a call through the funnel is just to have a third upsell that is like a complimentary call. And you can position it as a coaching call. Let me see how you've done it here.
Well, this is very direct, it is a call.
Oh, you're giving them $300 off for, yeah, I think you're gonna lose people because they're gonna know they're gonna get pitched, right?
It is.
For the program. So I would just recommend that you actually make a third upsell and say you get, congrats, this isn't, you can basically say this isn't actually an upsell. This is an opportunity to get on a call with a dating coach, for a free call. And if you do, you'll also get a $300 voucher. Okay. You can just say you're giving that as like a gift for booking the call, right?
Okay. So without making a pitch,
if they want to use it or not. Sorry.
So kind of without pitching the program at all, or just say this is a coaching call.
Yeah, because the goal, you want your salespeople to actually pitch the program. And do they have multiple
programs?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, there is.
Yeah. So really your goal is going to be to get people on the call and let the salespeople pitch them.
Okay. So maybe instead of saying, okay, now come to a call where we're going to sell you our programs.
Exactly. They're going to know that they're not going to book it because they mean like, I'm not ready. They're going to find reasons not to book it just when you explain that it's a pitch. If you offer it as a free, strategy call, like this is what traffic and funnels guys do. All the biz op people do this is they put the upsell. One of the upsells is a free a complimentary like strategy call, assessment, coaching call, mini
Okay.
coaching call, whatever it is, breakthrough call. They position it all different ways. But idea being that
Quick
you're,
action. Okay.
yeah, exactly. You just want them to get on the calendar and let the salespeople do the, hey, are you ready for the program part, you know?
Okay. So even though they can come to the program and say, okay, this like what so they'll come to the call with say, okay, I'm gonna receive a action plan, I'm gonna get some coaching,
Yeah.
but then the salesperson will just say, okay, in the end it's still like, do you want to join our program or not?
Yeah, what the salesperson will do will be like, hey, I noticed you bought whatever front end product they bought. And like, so tell me, like, what are you struggling with the most, you know? And then the person's gonna talk and say, hey, you know, like I really struggle with this, and this is why I bought the program, is probably what they're gonna say.
Okay.
And you're gonna say, the salesperson's gonna say something like, well, you know, the program will help you achieve this much, but if you really want to take things to the next level, you really need somebody, you need a coach, right? And I've got a great opportunity for you. We've got these other coaching programs, you know, are you interested in learning more? And then they'll do
Okay.
the sales conversation. But idea being is that you understand that these people, you know, obviously invested in themselves because they bought these front end products and they're committed, et cetera, et cetera. And now you want to qualify them for a higher ticket. Like you want to feel them out and see if they actually qualify for the full coaching program.
Okay. So basically, but I'm just thinking, if we scale this up, if we just dial it in, scale this up, let's say 100 guys a day go through this funnel. Maybe like, if we frame it as a free coaching call, maybe a lot of them just like swamped the sales guys.
Yeah, I mean, you have to regulate, right? So, and you can do like screening questions for the call too, just so that your sales team
Okay.
knows like which leads are actually worth going after. Like you could say, you know, I want to, I mean, you could, so there's two ways to do this. One is you could say that we do have, like, there's a few ways to do this. You can say like, we're selecting a few people for a new program. If you qualify, we'd love to talk to you. And so then they actually apply, like they fill out some application screening questions, and there you'll figure out if somebody, first of all, has money to invest, you know, or how committed they are. So you're sort of screening them before they actually are able to book a call. Another way is to just let the leads come through. I mean, not everyone is going to book the call, right? You're going to have 100 buyers, and probably, you know, maybe 40 or 50 will actually book the call. So, you know, and then some will not even show up. So, you know, there's just going to be, it's lead gen. Your front end products are essentially going to be lead gen to get people to the sales funnel, like the back end sales funnel.
Okay.
Because how much are the programs?
The back end programs? Yeah, pretty much 3K and up. 3K, 4K, 5K.
Perfect.
Kind of like that.
So your goal really with all of these front end, you know, no matter what, and this goes to everybody working on funnels and, you know, these front end offers, is that the tighter the offers, the front end offers, the better quality buyers you're going to get. And ideally, they're going to be people that ascend into these high ticket coaching programs, right? Like it's 5, 10K. So your goal with all of these front end offers and the funnel itself, the upsells, everything is to try and grab the most qualified people as they come through.
Okay. Okay, but coming back to what you said, so if I frame it like this, basically when they check out, I'd say, hey, so here's a $300 offer, voucher, and you can come to our personal training. It will lose a lot of people.
I think you're going to lose a lot of people. You could try it, you could test it and see if you get any, you know, traction on it. But once people hit the thank you page, they're pretty much done with the sale, right? Like,
yeah, that's true.
You're asking a lot of them to, you're asking a lot of them to go now call, right?
I got it. Yeah, we probably have to redo this. Thank you very much.
At the very least, yeah. If you don't want to go the, you know, like if you're worried about bringing in too many leads, use the same copy but turn it into an upsell page. So just say like this is like a special, an exclusive opportunity page, right? As upsell free.
Okay.
And
but not as the thank you page.
Exactly. Instead of putting on the thank you page, turn it into upsell. So they have to make a decision before they can finish. Basically, is the idea.
Thank you very much. I didn't think about that at all. So that could probably just, you know, a critical tweak. So thank you very much.
You could turn it into upsell 3 as it is.
All right. Thank you very much.
Okay, you're welcome. Let's see. Brian.
Yes, Sabah. How are you?
Oh, good. How are you doing?
Doing great.
Good.
So yeah, this one is about a portable heater. So it's like a plug-in heater that has like the same sort. It's like a space heater. You
Okay.
know those. Yeah.
And is it, oh, this is a VSL. Okay.
Yeah. So this is the first draft, by the way. So maybe there's some rough spots, but
Okay.
just let me know if there's anything glaring.
So space heater, how much is it?
$50.
Oh, okay.
Uh-huh. But it's like really small. It's like, like almost like the size of your hand.
Oh, wow. Okay.
Yeah.
That's like really small.
hmm
Interesting. So VSL, is it going to be like a headline and then just a video?
Yeah, so it's on Facebook. This is going to
Okay.
run on Facebook.
Oh, like a video ad?
Exactly.
Okay.
Yeah, like 3 to 5 minutes.
Okay. So if it's a Facebook video ad, I think you're going to need like you need like a contextual intro is what I call it. Like you need to set up some context. So either that's
Okay.
like asking the reader a question or the viewer a question or making some like wild statement. So like, did you know, like you can like freeze to death, whatever.
Oh,
There's
yeah.
got to be some sort of starting thing for to get people engaged, a hook.
Okay. Start.
Yeah. You need to make like, so is this going to be somebody just face to camera telling a story?
Yeah, so it's generally with these, it's like a bunch of stock videos
Okay.
pieced together. Yeah.
Okay. So if it's, and then you're just going to have text running on it.
Um, it's, yeah, text right under it, like the Now This or like the BuzzFeed sort of
Right. Right.
videos.
Okay. So
Mhm.
I'm probably captions, right? If it's a voiceover. Hold on. I got to look.
Exactly. Mhm.
Okay. So yeah, you're definitely going to, those first few slides and scenes are going to have to be super like high impact.
Right.
If you can animate the text on it to draw attention to it and everything, you'll need that
Okay.
for the first few and then lead into your story.
Next, attention grabbing, right?
Yeah, yeah, you definitely, it's like a massive pattern interrupt, right? Especially for a longer video.
Gotcha.
I mean, script wise, this is a very compelling story. I think that, because
Okay.
it's going to be like narrated, right? So I don't see anything wrong. Now, as long as, are you working with a video editor to put the scene together?
This is for a client, so
Okay.
they do have like a video person. Yeah, I
Okay.
don't have too much control over that, but I
Okay.
can give suggestions.
Yeah, I would definitely give suggestions, just even for like the transitions, right? Because
Mhm.
that can hurt all the work you did.
Okay. Yeah. Transitions. What do you mean by transitions?
So you know how you're going from scene to scene,
Yeah.
so this is like first person in a recent interview,
Mhm.
like a narrator is just talking. So you want to like block off like what scenes are happening while you're explaining this part of it. And then when it
Okay.
goes to, then when it goes into the actual story of what happened, you're going to have a different series of scenes. So it needs to,
Got it.
yeah, I would almost storyboard this out. If I was writing this, I would storyboard it just so that the video person has a clear idea of what I want happening on the.
Okay. Sure.
Um, so is this a made up story about how he discovered it?
Yeah, I found certain things like from forums, so I just pieced it together.
Okay.
Mhm.
Yeah, I think my recommendations would be to storyboard this, and you might come up with ideas as you start storyboarding it because you're actually making the scenes, and you might see that there's like gaps between one scene to the next. It's hard because you're not doing it face to camera, right? Like you're telling the story, but it's not somebody explaining something.
Right. Mm-hmm.
Does the client not want to do face to camera?
Oh, like straight on, just face to camera?
Yeah.
Oh no, that's not the style he was looking for.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, this is still workable without it.
Okay. Is the big idea compelling enough?
It's going to have to show up in your hook.
Okay. Yeah.
So you'd say you started off with like, you know, and you could hype it up a little bit, like this incredible, do we want to call it astronaut technology? I think you had a better way to describe it below. I don't think the word is astronaut. It's like
Space technology.
space technology. Yeah.
Okay.
How space technology, you know, blah, blah, blah. Like you've got to introduce it in a compelling way. Or start off with like a statement, like, what would you do if you were trapped in Alaska without heat for 5 days? You know,
like
something
that.
like that.
Yeah.
Yeah, play around with the, you know, the kickoff basically, and then just try and sort of map out your scenes, because that might change some of the copy as well.
Gotcha. Okay. Thank you, Sabah.
Okay, you're welcome. Yeah, Kate. Haven't seen you in a while.
I know. How's it been? How's it going, Sabah? What's going
Good,
on?
good. How are you? Have you been here or have you been away?
Sorry?
Have you been here or have you been away?
No, I've been away. I mean, I've kind of been away. I mean, like just busy at the time when you do the reviews.
Okay.
So that's why I haven't been present. But anyway, this is the UM for a manifestation offer that I'm writing. It's a webinar.
Okay.
But it's basically like this master manifestation lady. And this is, yeah, like I said, I came up with this with Stefan last week, but I just wanted to see what you think. It's the first draft, so I just want to see what you think of the flow and all that kind of stuff in it.
Okay. And is the offer here or?
No, the offer's just an abundance course, basically.
Okay. So this, you're asking about this? Like, is this a?
This is kind of like the UMP, like the problem.
Okay. So I might play with this, like, you know, I get it that like you're trying to hint that here I'm about to reveal like why you feel trapped and miserable, right?
Yeah.
But I might play with it, like, you know, almost say things like, you know, the little known thing in your life that is causing, like, you know, is making you feel trapped and miserable, like the unknown or like the hidden habits, you know, things. Basically you're spelling out that there's like things that you're doing in your everyday life that is making you trapped and miserable, and you don't even know what it is, like the invisible forces in your life that are making you feel XYZ. Like there's some like something hidden is happening in your life, and I'm about to show you what this is. I guess, you know, what I'm trying to say is like, you know, try and emphasize that more, that it's some sort of, I guess, build up the curiosity behind it. Because I don't think this statement here is strong enough to get people like super tuned in.
Yeah. Okay, cool. Yeah, I don't really feel tuned in by it either, to be honest with you. You know how you write something and then you're like, oh, I don't like this, but I don't know how to fix it.
Yeah, no, totally. And especially, you know, it's really hard with this manifestation niche itself, because, you know, as you probably know, they all like follow the same thing, right? Like, you know, you probably like this one you've addressed, like, you know, there's people are worried about their weight, their health, their relationships, whatever. It's like life, you know, life issues, and it can all be solved with manifestation. And like once
Yeah,
you learn this
exactly.
manifestation,
Yeah, that's the thing. Like it's so broad in like all the things
yeah,
you can solve, so to speak. It's like
yeah,
trying to pinpoint one. I think right now, like I was just saying in this text here, was like it being more about finances and that kind of stuff and
yeah.
anxiety.
I mean, I guess the avatar, your avatar is going to be women older, like 40 plus, that are sort
Yeah.
of down in their lives, right?
Yeah. Yeah. Do you reckon the avatar is 40 plus? Because I was talking to one of my, like the person I'm writing for, and she was like, maybe we can extend it to 30 plus, maybe 35 plus.
35, yeah. I'm thinking 35 plus, like these women who are, yeah, approach like premenopause, probably have kids and are busy, stressed out, frazzled all the time.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know how timely, like when they plan to launch this, but the pandemic stuff you could kind of weave in here, right? Like, because a lot
Yeah,
of them are
I tried to
feeling,
make it. Yeah, she was saying that as well. We talked about it this morning. But again, like the goal is to have it done by next Friday. So then, getting them filmed pretty quickly and getting it up and going within a couple of weeks. They're pretty quick. So
yeah,
I think the pandemic stuff will still be relevant to some degree.
right.
But we can always change it later.
Yeah, I would definitely include that like the stress from the pandemic, you can just say that, because even if it's over, like people are still going to be talking about how stressed out they've been this past year, right? And how it still affected their lives.
Mhm.
But
Yeah,
yeah,
you're
for
right.
women in that group, definitely they're feeling, a bit stir crazy. Maybe the kids, like you put homeschooling the kids, pressure from friends, family, whatever, pressure about their weight, being healthy, worrying about their health.
Mhm.
Yeah, you've covered all of that, but I really think, the most powerful thing, or one of the most powerful ways to do it, is that even though like they're aware of all these things, that they're just feeling down or whatever, you gotta hint that there's some like hidden thing, there's like some invisible force that is causing all this. And the way that they can like uncover what that invisible force is but with like using manifestation and tuning into like that, that world, to create a life that they want,
Mhm.
instead of feeling like they're like basically at the mercy of life forces every day.
Okay.
I like this, the modern society paradox.
Okay, cool.
Yeah, here, like you address it kind of here. There's a hidden disconnect. That's what I mean. So it's like they think they're doing everything right, right? Like they're trying really hard to keep up with like, crazy schedules, work, taking care of the kids and everything, but then why do they feel so bad?
Mhm.
Yeah, this is great. This is like that hidden force is what I was trying to allude to.
Okay. So should I bring it up a little higher in the coffee?
Yeah.
Like into that subhead, maybe that initial subhead, like bring in the curiosity there.
Yeah, definitely. I think you need to frame it that there's these hidden forces out there that are making you feel so miserable, even though you're doing everything right, right? Like you're like super mom or whatever, and you're staying on top of everything, then why do you feel so drained? Why do you feel so unhappy with your life?
Hmm. Yeah, that's kind of what I was touching on in the paradox.
Yeah, exactly. It's a paradox. It's like, you think you just have to follow these rules or whatever, and, life will be great. But then when you actually do those things, you're absolutely miserable.
Yeah. So that's what I kind of came out for the UMP. For
Yeah,
this
I like
specific.
it.
Okay, cool.
I would definitely push it. I would definitely lead with that, right? Really highlight that they need to be aware of these like invisible forces basically at play in their lives. And until they like uncover it, they're going to continue feeling this way.
Yeah, and the only way to uncover it is to buy this program.
Yeah, well, of course.
You'll find out about it in just a sec.
In just a minute, yeah, but let me first tell you about, yeah. Yeah, but otherwise, yeah, solid. I mean, you're on the right track. This is exactly like,
Can you just skim through the UMS though, what I was talking about with the heart radar? I just want to get your opinion on it.
here.
What I'm kind of saying is that you've actually got a radar in your heart that's going to help you to attract from the universe, what it is that you want.
Okay.
You have to activate your heart radar.
I've
And then,
seen there's another word that is used. frequency.
location.
Yeah, your frequency, right? Or vibration.
Yeah. Okay.
So like your heart, you could say, yeah, your heart. It's really about like energy, right? Like if you're cultivating like energy of love and happiness, then you're going to attract more of that. And if you're, if you're always like sad and depressed, then you're going to attract more of that because you're putting out a certain level of energy, and it's that frequency is what attracts, like attracts like, et cetera, et cetera. So I think is that what the heart rate are? Is that what you?
Kind of, yeah. So it's also going off how dolphins use echolocation.
Yeah.
Like, if animals can do it, then you can do it, because that was one of the things was like, okay, you have a radar in your heart that can locate what it is you want in the universe in order for you to send out frequency or waves,
Yes.
sound waves.
Sound waves, yeah.
For them to like, you bounce it off to the universe really strong, it'll bounce it back to you. And then from there, that objection of like, well, how do I know I have a radar in my heart, me specifically? And we're like, well, if animals have it, well, then humans have it, and here's why. That's where it gets into the dolphin bit in just a sec.
Okay.
And then we like dolphins use echolocation, and humans have been shown to be able to do it as well, and that's why you have a heart radar. And I'll show you how to turn it on, basically, because we're saying like heart is switched off, but we've got to turn on the heart radar.
Right. I'm wondering if radar is the right word, because this thing emits, right? Like because radars are like sensor, like they sense where the energy is. I'm looking for the word. There's a word of the thing that emits the energy or emits the waves. Is it like a sonar system or something?
Yeah,
yeah. Yeah, if you can find a clever word that describes the sonar system,
okay,
I think that would be more powerful.
Okay, yeah, because like I said, I was talking to Stefan about it last week, and he was kind of like radar. But again, I mean, a radar is kind of like maybe part of it. He also said locator, but
yeah. Well, we're looking for the thing that emits the energy, right? So not the thing. The radar would track it.
Yeah. Okay.
I know it's getting technical here, but it would matter, right? Because there's a word out there that would describe the thing that emits the frequency. I think we mentioned too.
Yeah, I like frequency. Thanks, Reginald.
Yeah. I mean, and in this space, they're used to talking about energy frequencies and vibrations and things like that. So I think they'll get it.
Yeah, because Matt, just to you, I have got echolocation a little bit further down. In terms of like saying, I like wavelength as well.
Wavelengths, right. Idea being that, it's emitting these things out into the world, and the universe is connecting to that, right? So,
and bouncing it back at you, kind of thing, like that same thing.
Yeah.
Cool. All right. So does that sound a little different to the other manifestation offers you've seen?
It does. Yeah, I really like that, especially when you got into like the heart neurons and stuff. I didn't know that. Is that real?
Yeah, that actually is.
Okay.
Great story. That is actually legit. I ever thought it was bullshit as well when I first heard it. But I mean, according to the internet, it is legit that there are 40,000 neurons in your heart. I don't know if that's got anything to do with your brain though, but it sounds really good and very sciencey. But this is based on real science, which is questionable to some degree.
Right.
Like,
but I mean, people understand the whole thing about neurons in your brain, right? And I'm just trying to think, like, what is the purpose of the neurons in the heart?
Well, what I'm saying is that it's creating electricity and energy.
Oh, okay.
So that you're able like to connect the neurons from your heart, and your brain can connect to each other.
Oh.
Using the neurons in your heart in order to send out that electricity and that energy and maybe like frequency, wavelength, whatever it is, to then get it out into the universe and get that energy out so that it comes back to you.
Got it. So you could say that it's like an amplified.
Yeah, and that's what the product is called. It's called amplified.
Oh, perfect. Okay.
Yeah. So, I just sold you. Do you want to buy it? I'll put
right.
I'll put a link.
I'm not sold yet. I need a few more pages of build up.
I'll sell you next week.
Yeah.
Next Thursday I'll sell you.
I want to see the next few, like 6 pages of scientific evidence.
Yeah. Too funny. Well, thank you for your feedback and your help as always.
Yeah, of course. So good luck with this one.
All right. I'll talk to you soon.
I think Reginald, you just joined. Do you have anything, or did you just? Oh, you do. Of course you do. Hold on.
Yeah, I was gonna say I actually did research on what Kate was talking about, and I have like a couple links I could send to Kate about like connecting the heart and the mind
Oh,
and
that's
how the
right. That's
heart.
right.
Yeah, because
Did
I like.
that brain injury one, right?
Yeah, yeah,
Yeah.
Yeah, that'd be great, Reginald. I'll drop my email. I'll just send you my email if you want to send it over to me.
yeah. I
You
can
guys should
hit you up on
connect.
Messenger too. Yeah,
Oh, cool. Okay, sweet, man. Thank you.
you got it anytime.
Thanks, Reginald. That'd be awesome. I remember that offer
Yeah,
very well.
yeah. So this is a draft of. Sorry, you got to me. Um, this is a draft that I literally just whipped up in like 30 minutes ago. So I
Okay.
don't know if it's that good or not right now, but it's for a virtual event planner. And what she wants to do is like she just wants to say, hey, I can help you plan your next virtual event. So you can bring more customers and bring in more business.
Yeah.
In order to do so, just reply to this email so we could, book a call. So I have the first three emails. Once again, it's in the draft. I just wanted to check in with you so you could see it's like, okay, is it, would it perform well, basically?
Okay.
Yeah.
So tell me who the list is. Who are these people?
The list is basically corporate event marketers and corporate event planners, people who are in charge of the marketing for corporate companies. And they most likely would be trying to find a new way to navigate in the
Okay.
COVID era. And one of the ways is through virtual events and hybrid events.
Got it. Okay.
Yeah.
So I just skimmed this one, and I think you're on the right track as far as like, pitching the idea that the digital or the virtual events can still help like generate, revenue in
Yeah.
these trying times. What I would do here is highlight the fact that you say this is great, like you're missing out on more sales than you could ever imagine. But to add to the fact, to make it sound like a bit more intriguing, you could say something like, and it's not because you're hosting events, because these people are technically like planning events and doing these things already, right? They're just not doing it digital. They're not just not doing digital virtual ones.
Yeah.
Like they might be on pause. So you could say
Yeah.
something like, and it's not, you're missing out on more of these sales, but it's not, basically I'm trying to say, and it's not why what you think. Like it's not, the reason why you're missing out on these sales isn't what you think. So you can
Okay.
set that up as, you're missing out on more sales than you could ever imagine. And it's not because, your sales team isn't doing well, or you're, planning events for later this year after the pandemic. It's because, there's a massive opportunity to take your events digital right now, which means like you could start generating almost the same level of traction that you got with your physical in-person events, et cetera, et cetera.
Okay.
Basically, what you want to do is try and connect the dots for them before you go into your pitch.
Okay.
So, because, it's technically just a list that is just, reading like emails from an event planner. So they know it's going to be related to her services.
Right. Okay. That makes sense.
Yeah. So if you can do anything with the hook, again, like with emails, right? The first, 3 or 4 lines are going to be what is going to hook them in. So you have to sort of set them up for some sort of intriguing fact, or, these statistics are good, but that's already if they've already made the decision to go digital. Basically, what would be really compelling is showing them that what they're doing now is not working as well as this new opportunity, which is digital events.
Okay. All right.
Just basically break it out a bit or spell it out a bit more. And then, yeah, again, like, this is good for further down, but I think you need to start off with a hook that, like for this one, I mean, honestly, I would talk about cost. Like one of the biggest things for going virtual is how much money they end up saving, but what you want to basically tell them is that you're going to save a ton of money on event planning, compared to your physical ones, and you'll still get a good ROI from it because more people are open now to, attending these events. People understand that they can't leave the house, so they're looking for things to do. And it's in your favor. Basically, the market is in your favor because you're going to get people showing up. You're actually going to get people attending.
Okay.
Because
So you
this is
think-
good information, like, and this could be later, right? Like, once you've made those statements, then you can say everyone from these people are going virtual, et cetera, et cetera. And this is basically, you want to segue into all of this.
Mm. Okay. Mm.
So think of ways like, like maybe just like list what some of their biggest pain points are with current event planning, like the regular events, the in-person events. So, like cost, worrying about getting enough people on there to justify the investment they've made, right?
Mm-hmm.
What are some other things?
What do you call it? Like the physical event place. What do you call it?
Finding a venue. Yeah.
Finding a venue.
Yeah.
Catering.
Right.
Catering.
And like organizing travel, right? Like all these people, all the attendees have to figure out travel plans and getting hotel reservations and all of that kind of stuff.
Yep.
So you basically make it that list and then start seeding that into your hook. So you can say like, now there's, imagine, basically the bottom line is that imagine being able to have the same impact that your offline events have, without having to spend all that time, energy, and money organizing it.
Okay. So it's basically saying like the world is changing. You used to do physical stuff, but now you could do virtual stuff, and that one will actually reap you more benefit because you don't have to go through X, Y, and Z that you go.
Exactly. That's where, because you want to highlight all their pain points. Otherwise, they're not going to really think that, oh, this is a good idea, right? Like there's got to be a very clear benefit to them to go virtual, and some of the reasons why people don't go virtual is because first, they're not tech savvy, right? So they think that it's going to be too complicated to set up, or they'll have to hire all these people to do it and it's too much work. So, I mean, that's what her team does, right? Your client's team is they handle all the logistics of planning a virtual event. So that's a great way to, set it up. Imagine it's basically done for you. You don't even have to take care of all those little logistical details.
That's a definitely great hook. I didn't think about it like that.
Yeah, it would definitely, I think it would definitely help if you just like list out all the pain points of, what people struggle with when they're planning like real world events, because your goal is to show that those aren't that good anyway. You should just go virtual, right?
Yeah.
And then second one is any, I guess, objections to doing virtual events. So what are some reasons why, they wouldn't want to go virtual? One of them is the tech stuff. They're worried that attendees would not be tech savvy enough to like log in and figure it out, right? So I'm sure part of her thing is like she makes it very easy for people to join and participate.
Right. Yeah, it's engagement as well.
Yeah.
Yeah, registration. Okay.
Right, registration, marketing the event, all that kind of stuff.
Registration, marketing. Okay. Yeah. All right. I think I have email 3 for you to look at. I don't know.
Okay.
Yeah.
Let's see.
Yeah, I didn't finish email 3, but yeah.
Okay. Yeah, and this is really good, but again, like I think you need to kick off with some sort of hook. Like for this one, you're talking more about how, like modern day is moving towards virtual reality and things like that. So you could start off with things like, I'm trying to think like, what if you could have the same impact as you do, what if you could have the same impact with a virtual event? Basically, that's like the bottom line I'm trying to say. That's not going to be an actual statement, but what you're going to try and illustrate is what if you could have the same impact as your in-person events in virtual reality. And then you go into like, according to Forbes, the latest trend is blah, blah, blah.
Okay. So it's the trends that's helping you have the same impact physically as you would, virtually as you would physically.
Yeah, that's the idea, right? Because you're going to say that more people are adapting to virtual reality and also just they're more used to it now than they were even a year ago.
Right. Okay. No, that makes perfect sense.
Yeah, because the content you have is good. I just think you need a good hook in there.
Okay.
just to kick off your emails.
Just to kick off the emails. Okay. And the hook is either disarming the objections of virtual events or showing how physical events aren't that good anyway as virtual events, or the impact you could get with virtual event, which is 10 times more powerful than you would with physical events.
Exactly, exactly. Think in the mind, think in the mind of your reader, like that these are business owners who have probably spent a lot of money. They spend thousands on these in-person events, like the physical events, and it takes a lot of planning. I mean, sometimes they spend months planning just one event. So you want to show the efficiencies, the cost benefits, even the experience benefits of going virtual.
Okay. Express. All right, that makes sense. Yeah, I totally get it.
Cool.
Cool. All right, thank you.
All right, you're welcome. Was there more? Is there
I have 3 others, but those ones aren't. Oh yeah, I had 2 questions. I think I reminded. What was the 2 questions? Sorry. I think I saw it in a Google Doc. Let me see. Give me a second. Oh, I wanted to know one if like, should I include her Calendly link in the emails?
Yeah, I would if your CTA is to get on a call.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah, I'll just include the cat because I have CTAs, which is 2 CTAs, which is reply to this email, or I can send the Calendly link. Should I do a variation of both?
I would try both, yeah, because
Okay.
yeah, this is gonna be a series, right? So you want to change it up a bit.
Okay, that makes sense. And I think one of my sticking points is how do I incorporate like a fear of missing out? Like, okay, this is only available to the first 5 people without sounding cheesy, because these are business owners, so they're more likely to be sophisticated. And I was like, okay, they can spot that like it's kind of like a lie or something. So how do I make that authentic and make it believable?
I mean, is it a strategy session? Is it like a coaching session? Like what do they get? What is the takeaway for them?
It's basically a virtual event strategy session.
Okay. So maybe I would position it as, because that's assuming that they actually want to move forward with virtual events, right? So I might just do it's like just call it like a business planning session where she's going to basically do like an audit of their business, of what they're doing right now, and give them some recommendations on how to improve. Almost kind of keep it vague, even though she's going to go into virtual events, but you don't want to assume that they're going to get on the call because they're interested in virtual events. You want to get them on the call to kind of feel them out, right?
Mm-hmm.
And obviously she'll probably recommend that, virtual events are the reason, but I would just make it a bit more broad, I guess, the free session, and just explain that you want to make it like a friendly, please, book a call because I want to talk I want to learn about your business. I want to learn about what you're doing right now and, how I might be able to help you. Like, just say something like that.
Okay. So I shouldn't do like, okay, it's only available for the first 5 people, or you only have like a few on this. It's only a small window in which you could get this opportunity, nothing like that.
You could do that. I mean, you could say it depends, but there's got to be a clear takeaway. Like, are you going to give them some sort of blueprint or audit or assessment or something like that? Like, there's got to be something that they are going to walk away with.
I think she just talks to them. I don't think she has any like
Right.
digital blueprint. But we could say you walk away with like a business roadmap.
Yeah, like a strategy plan or for the next quarter or something like that. Like, make it, the idea being trying to make it as less, less committal as possible. Like, it's supposed to be like a free gift.
Okay. Okay. All right. So they get all of this without doing anything. Basically, a lot of return on investment without doing a lot. Basically,
For the call?
just for like the offer per se. Like they get a free strategy session where they walk away with a business plan, and you don't have to commit to anything.
Yeah, exactly. You want to make it like no obligation, right? That's the key. Because otherwise people feel pressured that they know she's going to pitch them.
Okay.
So it's like you have to come into it as I'm really keen on or very interested in learning about what you're doing right now, during the pandemic. You could do it like that, right? Like, I'm curious to know what you're doing and how I might be able to help you. I can give you like a free assessment. I can only do this for the next 5 people, or I only have 5 spots available in my calendar this week. I would love for you to take one.
Okay. Perfect. Well, I think that's all the questions I have.
Okay, awesome.
All right, thank you so much, Sabah.
You're welcome. Was there? I think I got everybody. Were there any other questions this week? Small group this time, but if you have anything, please drop it in the chat. And you guys saw the announcements for the live event next month. I think even though you're already members, you know, you guys already have tickets, I think you do have to still register for a ticket. So make sure you do that if you plan on coming February 23rd through the 25th. Oh yeah, of course, Noah. Yeah, just make sure you guys reserve your tickets. It's gonna be fun. Lots of really good speakers planned and an amazing mystery guest. I can't share who it is, but you definitely don't want to miss it. So February 23rd to 25th. Mark your calendars and make sure you register for your spot. But if we don't have anything else, then I'll just, yeah, we'll close off for today and same time next week. Thanks, guys. Jamal, you have a question? Okay, real quick. What you got?
Can you hear me?
Yes.
Oh, okay. Yeah, sorry, it might be a little background noise, but yeah, but I have a question about, I have a client that I'm on a retainer with, and I'm gonna have to rewrite his sales pages. I just wanted to know, like, how much should he expect me to be responsible for? Like, if I'm a good copywriter, am I supposed to source like the graphic design of the page? You know, obviously I have to write the copy, but what should I be delivering to him? I mean, he's never really hired anyone before.
Okay.
So, you know, and I really want this to go well because he was referred to me through someone that I'm close with.
So I would ask him if he's working with a designer and if the designer needs design direction on the page, or will they just work off of your copy? Because that will dictate whether you would need to basically wireframe your copy before you send it.
Okay, and I don't know what wireframe is, but I'll.
Wireframing is, no worries. So wireframing is basically you're gonna organize your copy in like boxes and sections so the designer knows that, okay, this is a new section or this is a new line, or should I add an image to the right or the left? Like you basically map it out in the document.
I see. And more than likely, I probably will have to source the graphic designer. Where can I
you have
find
to like
someone?
hire somebody?
Yeah, I'm thinking along those lines because, like I said, this guy has done everything himself to this point.
Okay.
And he's done really well, but he's looking for help now.
Okay. Well,
Yeah.
if he's used to designing and building the pages himself, you can ask him if you should just send him the copy and he'll like build it, or does he plan on hiring like a funnel builder basically?
Oh, okay. Yeah, no, he's got his on funnel script, like funnel scripts. I think it's Click Funnels. Yeah.
Okay.
It's like, it looks like a template type of thing. So
It is kind of chunky. Yeah, they're very clunky. I hate ClickFunnels, but they're very good for building pages quickly. And if he's familiar with ClickFunnels, then he can probably just take your copy and build it into a page.
okay.
Yeah. So I would, but just ask your client. Just say, hey, I was curious to know if you're going to be building the page, or you know, or if you're working with a designer, then do you want me to send design direction in my copy? Just ask that question first, and then he'll be able to give you a clear answer of, oh, the worst that he'll say is like, no, I was expecting you to send me like a fully built funnel, right? And
Okay.
then you'll know that you have to go out and find your own. I mean, I would discuss that with him. Ideally, you're not doing that, but see what he says. But if he's been doing it on his own and he's been putting pages up in ClickFunnels, he'll probably do the same with your copy.
Okay. Thank you very much, Sabah. Again, pardon the background noise.
Yeah, no worries. You're welcome, Peter. Yep, you guys have a great rest of the week, and I will see you next week. Bye.